This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com, and this is a look at the Samsung Focus 2 for AT&T. The Samsung Focus 2 is the successor to the original Focus Windows Phone smartphone released for AT&T way back in 2010, and carries on the Focus name from the Focus S and the Focus Flash that hit shelves last year. The big difference between the Focus 2 and the earlier models is it now has support for AT&T's 4G LTE network. Like the original Focus, the Focus 2 has a 4-inch Super AMOLED display with WVGA resolution. The display is everything we've come to expect from Samsung's Super AMOLED screens, and it offers punchy colors and good viewing angles. The deep blacks also complement the sparse Windows Phone interface well. Below the screen are capacitive keys for the standard back, start, and search functions in Windows Phone 7.5. Design-wise, the Focus 2 is a dead ringer for the white version of a Galaxy S Blaze 4G Android smartphone that's offered by T-Mobile. The phone is entirely made of plastic, which can feel a bit cheap, but the phone is put together well enough to give it a solid feel. At 10.9mm thick, it's not the thinnest phone on the market, but it's not egregiously thick either. My only real gripe with the Focus 2's hardware is that it's entirely glossy, which makes it prone to fingerprints and exceptionally slippery. It's almost as if the entire phone is covered in a clear coat, and it makes it quite difficult to hold on to. Samsung used a soft touch rear cover on the Galaxy S Blaze 4G, but the Focus 2 is a smooth, glossy black battery cover that does nothing to keep the phone in your hands. Underneath the cover is access to a 1750 mAh battery and micro SIM card slot. Under the hood, the Focus 2 is powered by the same 1.4 GHz single-core processor that we've seen on numerous Windows Phone handsets, including the Focus S and Focus Flash from last year. It's paired with 512 MB of RAM and 8 GB of internal storage on the Focus 2, but only about 6 GB are available to the user out of the box. As we've seen before, the processor has no trouble pushing around Windows Phone 7.5's Spartan interface, as everything zips around quite nicely. Native apps like People, Mail, and Calendar all open up swiftly, but third-party apps still take a longer time to load than we would like. AT&T and Samsung have not added too many extra apps to the Focus 2 out of the box, and the ones that are there can be uninstalled easily enough. There's the usual suite of AT&T services like Navigator and Uverse Mobile, and Samsung includes its Now Hub for weather, news, and stocks information, and the Photo Studio app for editing pictures with various filters and effects. The Internet Explorer 9 mobile web browser on the Focus 2 is the same as found on every other Windows Phone 7.5 device. It offers a fast browsing experience with smooth zooming and scrolling, and it supports multiple tabs in HTML5 video, but it doesn't have support for Adobe Flash Player. There are also a number of rendering issues with a lot of common websites, something that we don't really see on the browsers for iOS or Android. The Focus 2 is equipped with a 5-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash. Fortunately, this camera seems to be more akin to the camera found on the original Focus rather than the Focus Flash, which had a really disappointing shooter. The Focus 2 sports a solid 2-stage shutter key that provides good feedback for both half and full press actions, and the camera focuses quickly enough and images are both respectable in indoor and outdoor environments. Windows Phone's Cameras app makes it really easy to share photos to Facebook or other social networks, and the Focus 2 can shoot 720p HD video with sound, and it includes a front-facing camera for video chats or self-portraits. AT&T plans to offer the Samsung Focus 2 for $49.99 on May 20th, adding it to its increasingly broad stable of LTE-equipped Windows Phone smartphones. The Focus 2 is not a bad phone at all, but for $50 more you can get the Nokia Lumia 900, which offers a larger screen, much nicer hardware design, and Nokia's exclusive software offerings. So that's our look at the Samsung Focus 2 for AT&T. This is Dan Seifert with MobileBurn.com. Thanks for watching.